place it.
So Feng Shui can be calibrated. It can be calibrated in number frequencies, like from 0 all the way to 100. And how you would read it is how you feel. It's not what you think. So you wouldn't walk into a place like this and think, what does it have for the bagua, the elements, the balance, and the qi? You would just feel it. And so what happened for me, the reason I wanted to talk with you about it was when I walked in here, from the front door, which is, that whole thing is circular. We'll talk about all that in a minute. I felt something. I felt my energy really go up. And then I was kind of calibrating it, and it's somewhere between an 80 and a 90, which is really, really good. You're great if you're at a 50. You're not feeling so hot if you're in a place that's a 30. And you wouldn't even be caught dead in a place that's a 5.
Oh, yeah.
You would leave. You would leave. It would be like being in a stinky job, a 5. So it's somewhere between an 80 and a 90 is really wonderful. Could it get more? I thought about that. Yes, it could. There's some things I would do to the ceiling in here that would actually lift the qi more. And we can talk about what those specific things would be. And then, so first of all, what I felt was balance, like this. It's like when you stand on your 2 feet and you can't be knocked over. And the shape for balance is a square. And the square is the shape of the element earth. And if you just think about, if you look around with your eyes for just a minute at the floors, the walls, and the ceilings, you're going to see 2 predominant shapes. The square, just look down at the floor. I have my laser here, so look at this. There's this square, there's this one outlining it, there's this one outlining it, and then there's these rectangles, and there's this square and this square. So it's a plethora of squares. And if you look around everywhere, you're going to see lots and lots of squares, and you're going to see circles. So it's predominantly 2 shapes in here, circles and squares. And squares mean earth energy. And earth energy, when it's stable, makes you feel comfortable. So Feng Shui-wise, it's designed to cause a sense of relaxation and comfort and total safety for you and being taken care of when you walk in. But it's also very high. So it has a lot of power qi. Anytime something goes straight up, like wood energy, it's powerful. So this has powerful earth energy, and then it has a lot of metal energy. So metal energy can be a shape or it can be an element. So this is metal energy. This, all the marble that you see comes out of the earth, and it's metal energy. And all the circles that you see are metal energy. And metal energy is going to be the most wealthy of the elements because it creates the water energy. Water is typically the most abundant, most wealthy energy, but we never even think of thinking that maybe metal is the most abundant energy because the metal is going to create the water. But we're never in a place that fills up the entire space, even our bathrooms, with all this marble. We have marble, marble, marble everywhere. I mean, look at it. It goes up the columns here. It's absolutely everywhere. So when you put the circles, which is money for the people who own the property, and combine it with squares for us, for our safety, you've got a win-win for the business owner and the person who comes in. So if we go, and just look over here, just walk around for a second over here and look at all of the circles and the squares. There's no trapezoids, there's no triangles. This is a very traditional design made out of the most ancient of shapes, nothing modern. So just look at that for a second.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I felt when I came in was the axis. And the axis is like a spine. It's like a spine that goes up your body that holds you up and keeps you steady. So I walked in the circle. Look at the circular door, the circular entrance, the circle on the ceiling. Even the light on the ceiling is circular. And I walked in here and I was facing straight that way, and I was facing this chandelier. So I'm walking in on the central axis of the whole space. Now, if you looked around a lot, you would notice that not only is there a circle here, if you keep that axis going straight through and those flowers were not there, you would see another huge circle. So it's like a barbell circle of energy. So what stabilizes it, this is a square room. It's not only has square all over the floors and on the tiles, but the room itself, the perimeter is square. So it's about as stable as you can get. Like, this business is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And then we have these 4 columns, they're support columns for the whole building. But they didn't put them in squares, they put them in circles. So now when you look at the square that is formed by these circles, you're combining the circles and the squares. I mean, I want you to just come stand right here and see how it feels in your body to look at the square and then to see this energy. So if you're a Feng Shui master, you can work with the Bagua, which is the map, which has 9 sections. 3 across the top, 3 across the middle, and 3 across the bottom. And you can move one of those sections to another section if you know how. So what somebody did here was they moved the career section to the middle, because this is water. The career section, which is always at the front, it's the door that you enter in, so that's the career section. We've taken the water energy, which is the element of the career section, and moved it to right there. So you come in the middle of this 4 square power that goes way up, and you've got water cascading down into this whole space. So, little things. Let's see, after I saw all of this and I just felt the axis of the front to the back, that's my feeling. I did that with how it feels in my body. That's what you first want to look at, is how does it feel to you. But second, then I started analyzing. What are the elements here? What is the yin-yang? What is the balance? Why does it feel so good? I tried to put words on it and figure it out. So I've already told you the biggest reason why it feels so good is this central square and this right here. But then I noticed in the fame section, which is the section of the Bagua that spreads your reputation, the number is 9. And so they put the square root of 9. I'm going to use my laser. 1, 2, 3. So they've got 3 sections here. So they've got their fame section completely covered. And fame section is fire energy. Now they don't have fire energy there, but they have the 3, which is the square root of 9. 1, 2, 3. And they also have this upward energy. See where my laser is going from the columns? That upward energy is wood energy. So an element, there's no wood in this room, but the wood is covered, the wood element is covered by the tall columnar shapes. So actually we have a lot of wood energy without actually having any wood. Look all around the sides, like over in here, all these columns are actually wood energy. This is all wood. Everything that goes straight up and down. So the 5 elements are fire. Now there's no fire in here, except for people. We are the fire element. they expect to be so busy that their fire element is covered by human beings. We are fire energy. And then the next element is earth, and we've already talked about that. All the squares everywhere to stabilize you, make you feel comfortable. And then earth creates the metal energy, which is all of this marble, absolutely everywhere. And the metal energy is the most abundant energy in the room to create the wealth energy for the owners so that they'll be profitable. And the metal energy creates water energy. There's very little water energy in here, but it's not needed because there's so much metal energy. They did mirror the entire section over the front door, and they did mirror the ceiling inside this circle. So this circle is metal energy, which creates water energy, and it's got water on the ceiling. You could just say that mirrors are water. So you've got the water right here, and you've got the water there, and then we move the bagua right over to here, which is all water cascading down, so these people can't lose. They're gonna... What, David? Mirror. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a little bit more. So then the second here is the shape of the universe, also, inside of this square. Other things I want to talk about, if you noticed, when you walk out of this room, just past the threshold, these squares tilt 45 degrees and start facing on the diagonal. That speeds the energy up, because if it continued to be on the straight grain like this, it would slow it down too much as it goes in there. So that speeds the energy up to go straight to that next circular energy. And then another thing to notice is the place where you eat is off the beaten path. It's not right there or it's not right there. It's kind of hard to find. But once you find it, you can find it again, because there's not a repeated carpet on the floor that's the same design over and over and over. They've got clues everywhere, so that you run into this kind of stone, and then you run into this kind of mosaic. So it's all laid out like a pattern, so that you're coded. It's a code for how to get there. They didn't really bother with the other spaces in the bagua. Like that would be the wealth section, and that would be the relationship section. But they didn't really do anything with that because they didn't need to. Their main focus is success in business, which means if you're happy here, they're going to make a lot of money. And the more this lifts your chi, the more money they're going to make. So that's all they're trying to do, is lift your chi. So Julie and Stephanie and David are or have been Feng Shui apprentices. And Julie pointed out to me that there's an upside down pyramid right outside where you would come in and park your car. It's in the vestibule outside. And she was asking me yesterday, is that good Feng Shui? That's the only thing I saw that's not good Feng Shui. And Julie spotted it, so good for you. Really good for you. And then the other thing I saw is, like, our rooms are so fabulous. They make us feel fabulous in every way, but chi, being in everything, it can also be subcategorized into what it causes. So it can cause relationship energy, it can cause power and wealth energy, which we have in spades right here, and health energy, which we have in spades right here. But relationship energy is not so strong in China. Relationship energy, cuddle, be close to your partner, is not so strong in China. So if I were redesigning the hotel, I would have put in bathtubs where two people could take a tub together. and the spigot would have been on the side, and David could have leaned into one side of the tub, and as it was, he was leaning against the faucet. But who would, it's not like the mentality, everything is evolving. So although Feng Shui started in China, it's consciousness. Everything is about consciousness. Our consciousness is different than when somebody started describing Feng Shui 1,000 years ago or something like that. So our consciousness is expecting more, open for more, and so relationship Qi is at a different vibrational level on the planet than it was a long time ago when things started. So still in the Chinese culture, if you look around, there's not a lot of comfy, cozy places to be and inviting you to sit with your partner and really cuddle up. It's just low. But there is a lot in China of power and wealth Qi. So if you want to compare all of this power and wealth that we just see right here to what is the Qi like in the temple that we went through yesterday, everything matters. This place is clean, slick as a whistle. You won't find a speck of dust. When something doesn't get dusted in a year, in 6 months, in 10 years, it gets stagnant. That stagnant just means that nothing's moving. The Qi isn't moving on it. It's not refreshed. So in here, it's all shiny, and that really matters. So if we go back and we think about the temple yesterday, there were some objects that Kuan Yin and Buddha that are paid a lot of attention to, that are cleaned up on a regular basis. And so you'll feel a whole lot more Qi. But if you were to take those objects and take them out of the perimeter, the temple itself would have felt like low Qi because it had stagnant energies on the ceiling. So every place is different. You can't say that one place is really a better kind of Qi. This place, I want to go back to the first thing I talked about, is somewhere, calibrate somewhere between an 80 and a 90. You're not going to get more than a 99. I was in a 99, and I know what a 99 feels like. It was actually a temple in Evanston, Illinois. What's it called, David? The Baha'i Temple? The Baha'i Temple is like a 99. You can smell roses in this temple. It's all white, but there's an energy in it that is as much as I've ever felt. So what could make this more? What this place is missing that if it could install it would be a spiritual template. And a spiritual template is not a religious template. So it's not a cross, it's not the head of Buddha, it's not representing a religion to foist onto anybody. But it's spiritual in that it would open your heart. It would make you feel like, what is the greatest that you can be? So there is no message. When we do Feng Shui in a house, we put a message in there that has more opening than the people do. So this place is power Qi and wealth Qi and health Qi, but it does not contain a message to us to go beyond our limitations. If it did, it would rise up higher than in the 80 to 90s, and you might get up to a 95 in here. What else would I do? If I were going to make this place more, I've noticed that the designer used these tiny mosaics. This wall over here, which is a pattern, is a pattern of 2 colors of mosaic tiles, gold and a brown. And we could have used these tiles. Let's say we would use the gold tile up in all of these recesses right here, so that the radiating coming out from the center would all be gold. So if money was obviously no object, this is just in building this place, but this is just something somebody didn't think about. So if I were designing it, I would have put the gold tiles that are up in here, and they sparkle up in here. I would have probably put some recessed lighting up in here and the gold tiles, and then you would have even more money. I would have found a way up in this area to put tiny mirrored tiles so that you would see the sparkle of this light going higher up all in here. And then I would have used the brown tile to stabilize around the lower soffit. See where over here on the edge where the soffit is lower, where the columns come up? So I would have followed through more with the brown and the gold, and then mirrored tiles up in here. David always asks me, what would you do differently? So I think about that when I'm in a space also, you know, because I'm always thinking, could you have more? Could it get better? So that's how I would do it better. The only color that's used in here other than brown and gold is little spots of the fuchsia. So we've got that chi hit, I call this a chi hit right here in the middle here. And then it's spread out over into the relationship, or the wealth corner and the relationship corner. There's only one person I've met, one artist I've met, that knows how to put a spiritual template in flowers, and that's Danielle O'Connor Akiyama. And I recommend a lot of Akiyamas, but she could have painted something with bamboo and really splashy, amazing fuchsia flowers there that would have probably inspired you more than those do. What else? Yin and yang. There is a great balance of yin and yang in here. Somebody was really an expert who did this. This is really amazing. The brown and the gold suffice as the yin and the yang. The yang being the lighter color, the rich gold, and the yin being the darker color. So everywhere throughout the whole building is this combination of the light and the dark, done with earth colors. Earth colors are brown and gold and orange colors. So someone has taken earth colors to balance the yin and the yang in here. Yin and yang is also related to small and large. So we get a lot of yang energy going up because it's very powerful in here. That's about all I noticed one other thing today standing out on my balcony. It looks like in the condominiums, people have to cross over water with a little bridge to walk in the front door of their condominium. It's very auspicious to have water, which represents money, usually. Like I said, water is the primary element for creating a lot of money, unless you're in China and you've got mountains to cut away from with all this marble. And now we have so much marble, we've never seen this much marble. And all of a sudden, this is the money energy right here because it's creating the water energy. So this is a total successful business. 1 year already into it. It's going to be hugely successful if they keep it clean. Yes, if they keep it clean. The carpets and all those hidden little spaces in your room. If it stays clean, this is it. This is the best I've ever seen in a building outside the Baha'i Temple. So does anybody have any questions about what I said?
Is this marble all from China?
I'm sure it is. Because China exports a ton of marble. And they laser cut an awful lot of marble for tile companies. Got any more questions? Yeah.
Thank you, that was wonderful, Jackie.
Oh, good.
Jackie, in the health is the earth.
The
Health energy is the earth energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not exactly.
Okay.
Health is represented by fire energy because we need a lot of qi. We need a lot of energy burning in our dantian to give us the energy to go every day. But what creates fire is earth. So you've got more when you have the element that creates the element that you want.
Doesn't wood create the earth?
No.
I mean, the fire?
Fire. Yeah.
You said the earth created the fire. Did you mean?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did say that. So I don't know. It's just a combination of being able to stand on a square and feel you can feel the health in it, because you can feel nothing is going to tip over, and you can feel the colors in it. If I stand on a circle and I imagine that I'm really standing on a circle forever, I don't feel as safe. I feel much more safe, just like a four square in our house, when I stand on a square. What was your original question?
You answered it, don't worry. Thank
Okay.
you.
But that's interesting. So the fire element is also very important, just because of all the chi that we need. So we're looking
We
at
are
a lot
fire.
of the fire.
We are the fire energy.
And the earth just helps support and balance and make us feel safe
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah.
But you don't necessarily look at the fire element.
There is no fire element in here. You don't see anything pointy. You don't see anything red. You don't see a lot of machinery. There's that little television there. You could say that the light is electricity, so it's fire energy, but it's totally dominated by water energy. So there's not fire energy in here. Fire energy is speedy. It's highways. It's hot things. It's the sun. It's red. There's very little fire energy. We are it. We are the fire energy in the space. Huh? The flower is a little bit of fire energy, but it's really wood energy. It's really wood. It has both in it. It's just a little touch. You know, it's nothing compared to the marble in here. The only reason that would pass as okay is because the element for fire, that's the fire section, which is the fame section. The number is 9. It's divided into 3. The element for it is fire, which is pointy. What creates fire is wood, but it isn't little wood, which is the kind of plants like this and that. It's big wood, like the trunk of a tree. Yeah. So that's not exactly great, but it's okay to have those fake greens there. I probably would have taken them off.
And the flowers being artificial,
I'm totally okay with artificial if it lifts your chi. If it lifts your chi, and it did. Everybody walked right over to it. It doesn't matter that it's artificial. We loved it. Is there anything else that you're thinking? Yeah, Sarah.
Well, from a land use planning, design thing, I was looking at the scale just of everything I see in China, and so this room, it's not a human scale. It's very big, but it's good because it's impressive, right? And it, wealth and all that.